market is looking pretty good. Let's take a look at it. Actually, it's not looking that good, man. Bitcoin's looking like a little punk right now. Like, there's really no reason to even, goodness, like, do I really want to go down this road with Bitcoin? I'm almost leaning towards it's like a waste of time. I don't know, man. Like, it feels like blasphemy. But Bitcoin, biggest issue is there's really no reason to buy it unless it's getting close to the halving, where the supply shock happens. The next Bitcoin halving isn't until 2024, so there's really no big reason to be stocking up on Bitcoin right now, unless you think that it's a Ponzi scheme and people are going to buy after you and make the price go up. I mean, that's really the only reason. Like, it's kind of funny that Bitcoin's becoming the Ponzi scheme. It's like there's really no product. Okay, moving on. Ethereum up 4.5% up to 3,500. Ethereum's looking good though. Taking a look at Ethereum on the daily, is broken out of that range I was talking about right in here. I mean, it was almost too easy. Like, I'm finding myself in positions as far as the market goes where I'm like, it can't be that easy, right? And it's that easy. It's in the little range right here. It's not going down, probably gonna break up. There's more reasons for Ethereum to be bullish than Bitcoin. So for Ethereum, I see it going to its all-time high, which is 4,300 in the next couple of weeks to months, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think Ethereum, I've been saying this, I think it'll go about $15,000 by next year. But them fees though, oh boy. Gotta pay to play. Not gonna recommend buying Ethereum right now. I mean, it is a good long-term hodl. I would recommend buying Ethereum over Bitcoin because you're gonna make more in Ethereum than Bitcoin, in my opinion. But I still am going to continue saying that Bitcoin is the crypto safe haven, even though crypto's not really safe. I'm actually getting a little bit worried with everyone banning it. You know, I'm looking at this map and it doesn't worry me too much. You know, it's legal pretty much everywhere except for like the dictator, like around the equator. That's not the equator. Edit that shit out. Where dictators, I mean, this feels like a dictator-esque area of the planet all in through here. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're not, but where their governments have strict control, you know, so it doesn't worry me too much. But Bitcoin, safer than Ethereum, but the gains, Hex, oh my goodness, let's look at it. So we've been following Hex for the past 2 years, probably one of the longest running scams I've ever seen in my life. It's actually incredible. Normally, if it's a scam, it usually ends in under a year. They say BitConnect was around for about a year. Man, it seemed like forever. This one's been around for coming up on 2 years. I think it'll be 2 years in December. So if it's gonna exit, it's gonna be soon. Be careful. But it's in an uptrend right here. We can clearly see we had to break out of this trend. It's fun. Yeah, that was, wow, we haven't talked since this. We haven't talked since back here. No, it was back here. You see. Yeah, we haven't done a video since back here where I said I would have got bullish. If I was actually charting this, I would have got bullish right here, and it's going up. Now, where is it heading now? I want to see this support line right here hold. It looks like it's gonna do another one of those things where it breaks above here and then goes to a new price that we've never seen before. This is what price discovery looks like. Also, don't want to rule out that it just cracks and it starts to roll over and hits 24 cents. Like, oh my God, it's still way up there. Like, it's kind of becomes this relative type thing where it depends on where you bought it at. So if you bought Hex for the first time at 25 cents, if it drops to under 25 cents, you're gonna start getting a little bit worried. If it goes down to 23 cents, you're gonna be a little bit worried. If it goes down to 22 cents, you're gonna be worried. And under 20 cents, you're probably gonna wish that you staked, and you're probably gonna dump. So, well, you're gonna dump and then wish that you staked after it bounces off of this range right here, which is around 20 to 21 cents and makes a low. Let me not get in my head of myself here, because this would be bad. If Hex rolls over to 20, 21 cents, that will be a lower low on the price. So that would mean that we're probably gonna come and make a lower high on the price, and then we'll be entering a longer term downtrend that we would start to see right here. So I don't want to rule out something like this. You know, when we're going up like this, I always want to say, okay, where can we go down to? Even though when it goes down, it doesn't stay there long because it's been on a run for so long, you kind of get used to it. So if it starts to roll over, I will start to envision something like this happening, which will just eventually make me envision trending down. Everybody like, oh man, it's over. Oh damn. and then breaks out and does what it's been doing in these smaller downtrends. So not a prediction, just something that I would be looking out for. You know, don't want to be surprised for these types of things. You want to, you know, expect them or be prepared for them. Watching this trend, let's look at it on the daily chart. You know, reaching out and touching, trying to touch this band up here at 27 cents. I cannot suggest buying Hex here, even though every time I say that, it seems like it's the best time to buy it because it always goes up. Can't suggest buying anything in the top of an uptrend, at the top of a channel, unless I'm just convinced that it's going to just straight up pump from here to 50, quick double. You know, last time Hex doubled actually in the past, what, 10 days? What has this been? You know, since August 11, it did a double. So that was like 20 days ago. You know, it did a double in 20 days. Another 20 days from now, you know, it could do that. You know, it could. You know, I'm not saying it's going to either though. So listen, man, I am here to create content. I am a content creator. So don't do anything, even though if you would have done everything that I said, you would have made buku money. Don't do anything, because this could go very, very bad. You know, like if Hex were to go bad, it would be worse. Hex being a scam is scary because there's no running from the fact that everybody told you it was a scam. Like, there's no way you can turn back and be like, oh, damn. Nah. If it what, you can't even say nothing. Everybody gonna just be looking at you like this.
Hit it late with a bitch from the bayou. Make sure the pussy ball no Caillou.
Do I think it's a scam? I really don't think it's a scam. If I thought it was a scam, I just simply wouldn't be talking about it. You know, I don't think it is, but at the same time, I hope it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, I think Hexicans might have been finessed a little bit, myself included. I think we might have been finessed a little bit, but what we got in return was, if you played the game, you cannot be mad about the finesse. The finesse is there was no liquidity, so it was easy to pump the price up. You know what I'm saying? That's the finesse, and we can see it on Hex Daily Stats. What you are supposed to do, he literally gave us a worthless coin at the beginning. It had no value. There was no liquidity, right? So when there's no buyers or sellers, you can take the price wherever you want to as a community, right? And that's why I went pretty hard into post-chain, because I know there's a finesse somewhere. And I think the finesse is you sacrificed all your crypto at the bottom. Even though I didn't sacrifice that many coins, I mostly sacrificed USDC, a little bit of Hex. The only thing that I kind of regret sacrificing right now is my Cardano, but I think that finesse is going to come back to me just like Hex did. I gave Richard Hart, go back on my videos on this channel, videos called Giving Richard Hart All of My ETH. I gave him a ton of ETH. Everyone did, and they had no idea. There are videos of guys selling all of their Hex in the middle of the transformation lobby before the thing even was finished. People were selling before the transformation lobby was even finished. People were selling all their Hex. So this has been a long time. It's been 639 days of this. So a couple of weeks ago, I started a staking ladder. I came up with a strategy for a way to do 555 stakes and still kind of pay yourself along the way, because the thing that I see the most when I talk about staking for 555 days, I see this meme a lot in my mind. I can't stake for 5,555 days. That's just too long. That's why no one will remember your name. People are scared to lock up money for that long. They don't want to live in the cardboard box for 15 years so they can be rich when they're old. You don't want to do that. That's why I didn't stake for a long time. But one way to do this is to ladder stake, meaning do a bunch of different... Cam, are you doing that stake meme?
FBI, open up! FBI, clear right!
Yo, do a bunch of separate stakes so that you always have a stake ending every couple of weeks, every couple of days, every couple of months, every couple of years. So you're not waiting a whole 15 years. So what I did is I started staking, and I started with 5,555 days. And every day I do a stake for a week earlier. Now, so every day I do a stake for a week earlier than the one I did yesterday. Doing this, I will eventually, in 2 years, if I do it every day, in 2 years, I will start to get a stake every week for 15 years. So when I get this first one back, I will restake it for 15 years and do the same thing over again. So every week for 15 years, I'm gonna get a stake, but I don't have to wait 15 years to start getting them. Now, what I went ahead and did is I kind of jump started it just in case I skip some days. So some days I did 2 or 3, like this day right here, I did 1, 2, 3. I did 4 different stakes of 10,000 Hex. This day I only did 1. Yesterday I I did 3. It's gonna be less than 2 years for me. So the only problem with this is the ETH gas fees. Spending thousands in gas, guys. I would recommend waiting for Pulsechain if you can. If you've already been in Hex and you're gonna be earning you're gonna at least recoup for your gas fees, then this might be a good idea to do this. Down to 5,984. It's gonna take me at least a year to do this. And it's gonna suck. It's gonna really suck trying to keep up with this and doing this. But once I'm done, I will have peace of mind. You know, I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to be like, okay, I need to do a stake for these days. Like this whole time I've been like, oh damn, I don't have any stakes in this time. I don't have any in this time. So I'm having to rebuild all these stakes on all these different wallets. It sucks because ETH is slow and the gas fees. Now what we can see happening is if you look closely, you can see that these 10,000 stakes here, you can see they all have different amounts of T-shares. This one has the most with 1.621, but this one right here that I did yesterday has only got 1.616. So that's because for one, I did it later than this one and it's for less time. These down here are gonna have way more T-shares over the long run. And that's why I'm doing the old ones first, but it sucks because of the Ethereum gas fees. Another thing people always say is, well, it's not worth being staked for 15 years if you're gonna get 4,000 next anyway. Yeah, but you're getting a lot of interest. These stakes only have 34% APY. That's because I just started them. Over the span of 15 years, this is going to probably, no guarantees, not gonna expect anything. It doesn't even matter if I expect anything from Hex because it's finished. So I can expect something from a product, but not from the work of others. But even if it's stays like this, the way it is, this APY is going to be in the hundreds, if not thousands, by the time this stake ends because it compounds. So I get it. 15 years is a long time. You gotta say 15 years, bro. And I'm not trying to sell this. I'm just giving my point of view, okay? Because people always come at me with this stuff, and I'm like, I don't feel like typing. I do videos, so why not just address it in the video? If I'm not staked, I'm gonna miss out on extra gains, and I'm probably not gonna be able to hold for 15 years either. It's also a way for me to hold. So that's my defense for staking for 15 years. I get it. Crypto might not be around, blah, blah, blah. That's why all of my stakes aren't 15 years though. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend staking only for 15 years. That is stupid. That is actually stupid. Doing ladder stakes, yeah, definitely. If you're gonna stake, if you're gonna buy a Hex, you better be staking it. I'm gonna put it like that. If you already came this far and bought some Hex, stake it, man. This ain't no damn financial advice, man. Jesus Christ.